Yeah, no doubt. We know this is an offense, even comparing it to last year down, this is an offense that can score in bunches. You look at the first 2 games against Michigan State, only 6 runs combined, but 10, as you mentioned, on Sunday. And even that comeback victory against another midweek opponent in NJIT, down 7-0, scored 9 unanswered right there, win 9-7. So we know this offense can put it together in a hurry.
Dylan Palmer, the Hofstra shortstop, is the Pride leadoff hitter. And in the all-lefty battle, it's a ball and a strike. Give you the lineup for the Pride, who are 10-16 overall. They've already played 4 weekends in CAA conference play. Now they're 5-7, coming off a series victory this past weekend at home against Stony Brook. Took the final 2 against the Seawolves. After Palmer, the shortstop, Will Kennedy, the left fielder, will bat second. Then Kevin Brugman, the DH, bats third. Steve Harrington, the first baseman, is the cleanup hitter, followed by Brian Morrell, the right fielder. Santino Rosso is the second baseman, batting 6th. Then Nick Marrero, the catcher, in the 7th spot. As that hits the outside corner from Besser, you see the curveball. It's strike 3 and a nice start for the reliever. Besser does have a strikeout per inning out of the pen as he makes his first quote-unquote start of the year. By the way, rest of the lineup for Hofstra, Ryan Marash, the third baseman, bats 8th, and then Anthony D'Onofrio is the center fielder, batting in the 9th spot. And that pitch bounced from Will Kennedy over to the Rutgers second baseman, Cam Love. 2 speedy outs for Grant Besser.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, that's what they are built for. Sometimes you might play 1 or 2, or you just get this off Tuesday game, and then you get the extra rest before you hit the Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend series. So again, this is a nice way to maybe pick up another win, and again, maybe do some things that you wouldn't have done over the weekend.
Pitch to Kevin Brugman is fouled away, and it's quickly 0-2. Kevin Brugman is a .312 hitter, and he's got a team best 12 doubles. The top 4 in the order for the Pride are hitting better than 300. And he cracks this on the ground as the third baseman, Chris Brito, cuts over. The throw off the base, but the tag applied by Jordan Sweeney. Well done by the first baseman, getting the tag on Brugman, even despite the wide throw.
Tremendous play by Sweeney. Heads up defensive play as well. That throw a little bit high as he saw it reach up there with the glove. Spun around, got the tag right before the foot hit the bag. It's 3 innings, but you're going to see a lot more fresher arms in this game.
At the top of the list for Rutgers sluggers is Ryan Lasko, a .303 hitter with 5 home runs and 21 RBI. And the count is a ball and a strike. So again, we expect a bullpen day for Hofstra. And the numbers on Lasko this year have been really good.
No, he's pretty much old reliable, isn't he?
That's what it's felt like now. Lasko is a junior. Came in as an everyday starter for Rutgers back in the All-Big Ten 2021 season and has not left the lineup. But he takes there, strike 3. Good start for Seeley on the backwards K.
Yeah, I'm always curious how these guys are going to operate with it. Obviously, the pros have adjusted to it. College guys have already been used to it, but now that it's a bit of a tighter rule now, I'm interested to see if some of these guys will bleed the clock all the way down. But a guy like Cinnabali right now is, once that clock hits 10 seconds, he's up there firing.
And he has as many pickoff throws to first to pay attention to Steve Harrington as his heart desires, like that one. Harrington, a big first baseman, not a threat to steal. He's 0 for 1 this year. And then you get only 1 non-throw disengagement, which Merriam-Webster will choose as the baseball word of the year, I think, this year. This is rolled over to short, should be 2. That's 1, and Rutgers gets them both. Taylor made to Josh Kuroda-Grauer, and he flips it as Brian Morrell bangs into a double play. And a late chop there, too, to Kuroda-Grauer. You could see it handcuff him a little bit, but spun it nicely. So both teams have a double play thus far, and the bases are clear now for Hofstra's 6-hitter. Santino Rosso is senior second baseman. Another 300 hitter in their order.
Well, we've certainly seen, going back to your defensive point there, Dom Kuroda-Grauer, definitely a guy who's very solid defensively, as he proved last season and through first 27 games this year. Nothing's changed.
Ball and a strike against Rosso as Sinibaldi deals. And the Curveball dives around the zone, 2-1. The pitch. Good pitch there. Good offering over the shoot tops, and gets Rosso to chase it.
Got him the golf swing a little bit. If you can get guys chasing down there, Dom, you're probably going to have a good day on the mound.
And that time Rosso stays away. Try the back foot off speed pitch. And the count is full. Sinibaldi in search of his first strikeout of the afternoon. Did he offer? Yes, he did. On the drop third strike, Pinckney throws down. Sinibaldi gets a K, and it's a 1-2-3, top of the second.
Of course, coming to a program like Rutgers where you're in a Power 5 conference, this is where now he's going to be almost micro-analyzed at this point, and you go back to 2022 now, NCAA tournament snub aside, if that's the way you feel about it, he did lead him to the Big Ten tournament, 44 wins last year. I mean, this is a team that was absolutely rolling in 2022, and it's weird because he came in at a very strange time, of course. The 2020 season was ultimately abruptly canceled after 15 games due to the pandemic, and then 2021, just a Big Ten season. So he 2 weird years before he really got to implement his type of guys in his type of program.
Wins the program record for a program that dates back to the late 1800s. That Big Ten tournament appearance last year was the first Rutgers has ever had, and they made it all the way to the championship game.
That they did, and that was something that they wanted Owens to implement into this Scarlet Knights program, because it's a wonder that everyone's thinking, well, New Jersey has a big baseball hotbed as well, so why can't this team make it to the conference tournament? They finally got there and nearly won the whole darn thing. So when you look at this year, now, are they taking a step back this year? Well, it's too early to tell, I would say, but you turn over some guys roster-wise, graduation, draft, whatever the case may be, but he's definitely implementing a much more talented roster year to year now. So I'm excited to see what Owens can do moving forward this year and obviously in the years to come.
Now, one of those guys at the plate right now, Cam Love, who was not the everyday second baseman to start the year, but because of injury has earned an opportunity. Almost got hit by that last pitch. Now, he's had an outstanding season, as the offering from Penn Seeley, the Hofstra starter, is fouled off. And by the way, Evan Slight, too, led off this inning with a single. How hot has Slight been this year? Rutgers' best hitter had the 2 home runs Sunday.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the order for a reason. Batting .386. He's approaching that 400 mark as well. Top batting average on the team right now, based on, unless you're going by Andy Axelson, who's batting .415 right now.
He collects his second strikeout as now the freshman Hugh Pinckney comes to the plate. And he takes strike 1. Pinckney, another one who had a strong weekend against Michigan State, known as a talented guy coming out of Canada. And maybe hitting his stride here. 5 hits and 9 trips to the plate against Michigan State. Now, one reason why Rutgers is the same caliber that it was last year, despite graduating 4 guys to the big leagues, to the pros, is the contributions from Pinckney, Max Martin, who's not in the lineup today, and Cohen, who's been a mainstay at the top of the order.
Yeah, that's what you want from Owens and this entire staff right now to don't have that 1 year where it's an outlier and you win 44 games and you really win the Big Ten tournament and get to the NCAA tournament for the first time in over 15 years. You want to make this a regular thing. And again, the fact that they're only a game over 500, maybe some people are going to be a little bit weary about that. But again, you have more young guys in the lineup, and as the season progresses, you would expect them to develop under Owens' tutelage. And again, this is how you build a long-lasting program within this conference.
Hitter's count here for Pinckney, and he shoots that foul. Now, the Rutgers record this year, 14-13, is not the 44 wins of last year, but the big number that sticks out to you is the strength of schedule. 13th best in the country and best in the Big Ten. Slights going as Pinckney shoots it down the left field line, but again, it's foul.
Yeah, we know historically Rutgers does not shy away from the early season trips down south. I know it's a little bit different this year, but you take on UNC Greensboro back in early March. Not the easiest opponent to play, of course. And then we mentioned how the Big Ten schedule so far, just the Michigan State series, a little bit rough here at Baton Field, and then Maryland coming up this weekend. So there are no easy weekend series here for the Scarlet Knights, and obviously almost forgot about UConn near the end of the month as well.
One of the top sluggers in the conference last year. It's 16 home runs. And first pitch misses outside, 1-0. That's way outside. Marrero keeps it from the backstop. 2-0.
Gotta wonder when the plug will be pulled here on Seeley. See if he gives a walk here with only one out in this inning. We mentioned before, Dom, how Brito is just a tremendous slugger for the Scarlet Knights. If you can sit him down, he had 2 outs here, though I would say they'll let Seeley try to finish out this inning, try to keep it scoreless despite the danger now on the base paths.
Yeah, it's Slight at second with Rutgers' first hit, a single, and then Hugh Pinckney at first after the walk. And maybe a little mix-up there as Marrero snaps the glove back, and it's 3-1. Seeley in a pickle. As this is rolled through the right side, it's a base hit. Slight's headed home. The throw from Morrell is up the line, and Slight slides in. But instead, Chris Brito collects another RBI. He's got 19 of them now this year. And still a chance here for Rutgers with the 8-hitter, Andy Axelson, another fifth-year senior. You see Axelson's numbers. We've lauded him all year long, having a breakout final year at the plate. But now in an 0-2 hole.
Yeah, it's a nice batting average, and it's not that small of a sample size. I know most of these guys on the everyday stars have played almost 30 games here, but through 15 games, Axelson, it's pretty good to bat 415, I'd say.
By far his best. That's no doubt. And he stays away from that breaking ball, which has produced a strikeout today for Seeley. 1-2. The pitch. Axelson sits on it and flies it to left. It carries Kennedy towards the line. He makes the catch. Nobody tagging, though. So there are 2 outs. Sweeney grounds this in the hole. It's short. Palmer, the throw, in time. And the side's retired. So Seeley limits damage, but Rutgers has the lead. Thanks to the 19th run driven in by Chris Brito. An RBI single that gives the Scarlet Knights a 1-0 advantage after 2. And now Justin Sinibaldi faces the bottom third of the Hofstra order, beginning with Nick Marrero, the catcher, followed by Ryan Morash and Anthony D'Onofrio. Sinibaldi, what ended up being a 1-2-3 second inning, his first inning of work. Got a strikeout and also a double play, racing an early single as he falls behind Marrero, who's a 304 hitter in limited action. 2 balls and no strikes. That's fouled away.
definitely didn't want to fall behind 3-0 on that first batter of the inning. Obviously, Sinobaldi coming in the second half of the opener.
The 2-1. That dives low. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Now, Sinobaldi has had back-to-back outings now where the numbers have not been what he wants. Although, as I mentioned earlier, has had some of Rutgers' better starts of the year. And this is slammed to right center field. Lasko cutting over and plays it on a hop. Good contact there from Marrero as he collects his 8th hit of the season. And for the second straight frame, Hofstra has the leadoff guy on board.
Yeah, we'll see how Sinobaldi responds here. Of course, you know, you don't want him to give up consecutive hits here. He was able to recover after the leadoff hit last time out. Really no chance for a spectacular play there from Ryan Lasko. Just had to get out in front of that one.
And now Ryan Morash, a chance for Rutgers to get another double play. Stretch in time. Sweeney reels it in, and for the second straight inning, Rutgers spins the twin killing.
Well, I guess I spoke too soon right there. The combination of Kuroda, Grauer, Love, and Sweeney right there in the middle of the infield. Beautiful play as Kuroda, Grauer was almost falling backwards a little bit and got that little sidearm action right there to get it over to second base, and Love had a nice turn to fire it over to Sweeney. Again, just perfectly executed by Rutgers for that double play.
Rutgers leads the Big Ten in double plays. It's now 25 on the year. Had a couple of them back on Friday in particular in the game against Michigan State. Whole bunch of base runners for the Spartans, but they only scored 3 runs in the game because Rutgers had 4 double plays. And 19 base runners on Friday, in fact, for Michigan State. Rutgers pitchers danced into and out of trouble pretty frequently. Now Anthony D'Onofrio, a 1-1 pitch, and he bounces through the middle. Love, this will be very difficult. And D'Onofrio has the call right. He's safe.
Good effort, though, by Love, able to field that ball. But, of course, you know, you mentioned, Don, that a very difficult play, throwing basically across his body, not enough momentum. But he managed to get it there, too, on just even without a single hop there, just not in time, of course. Would have been a Sports Center top 10 type play if he was able to get that throw out.
Yeah, D'Onofrio by a couple of steps. Speedy guy in the bottom of the order.
You got confidence in the infield, too, with Sweeney able to stretch like that. Very athletic first baseman for the Scarlet Knights. And, you know, you mentioned the double plays before, Dom. As a pitcher, especially, you can try to force these ground balls because you're pretty confident, especially in your 2 guys in the middle, to be able to force 2 outs right away.
Another check on D'Onofrio, who's 5 for 6 on stolen base attempts this year. And Hofstra, as a unit, is in the upper half of the CAA, averaging more than a swipe per game. Sinobaldi can pitch to contact. And Rutgers, as Nick mentioned, fields very well, as Dylan Palmer, the leadoff hitter, at the plate for the second time and fouls it away. Three singles so far for Hofstra, but nobody's reached farther than second.
Of course, Palmer saw Besser, the opener, in that first inning, struck out looking. Bit of a different look here. Again, second base is open there. It's got the force out ability, or force out chance.
D'Onofrio started moving right as Sinobaldi began his motion and scurried back. Would have had this swipe by 5 feet, but darted back thinking the throw was coming. And Sinobaldi goes over there once again.
Well, that's the issue with a lefty on the mound right there. D'Onofrio a little hesitant over there at first base. Sinobaldi, I wouldn't say quite worried about him, but he's definitely trying to keep D'Onofrio honest over there. Try to bring him a little bit closer back to the bag.
Well, Palmer is the best hitter that Hofstra has. He's a 408 contact-heavy guy. I think that's the 5th pickoff attempt that Sinibaldi has made.
3rd in a row, too, for D'Onofrio during this at-bat. With Palmer at the dish. Contact hitter, dominant. Again, that you might be playing with fire a little bit if you're Sinibaldi, trying to force him into a ground out. But again, you have 2nd and 1st right there for an opportunity for an out.
1-1. That misses high and tight. Well, Palmer is just a freshman, having a great year. He's a Jersey guy, too, from Notre Dame High School, a little bit west of here in Lawrence, New Jersey. And chops this to first. Couple of rollers on the grounds, and Justin Sinibaldi, despite giving up a pair of hits, posts another scoreless frame. Yeah, that's Trevor Cohen, who's walked so far today. And checks that foul. Mikolajczyk, by the way, is not your ordinary bullpen day first guy out of the pen. He's been a weekend starter at points this season for Hofstra. He has made 4 appearances, 3 starts in CAA action with an ERA of 6.75 and conference play. Cohen bunting and left it at the plate.
Couldn't quite tell where he was trying to aim that bunt down. I mean, generally, he'd probably throw it or try to bunt it down the 3rd base line right there, make him work for it a little bit, but that one just kind of grazed off his bat right there, right to his feet.
With 2 strikes, he lashes this down the left field line, and again, it's a foul ball.
Man, no way Kennedy was out in left field was going to reach that one for the Hofstra Pride. Just hooked a little too much there for Cohen. A good spot of hitting, though.
Mikolajczyk's 1-2. Hit him. Now Mikolajczyk is saying it came in and Cohen lifted his arm up. I don't know if they're going to win this appeal, or home plate umpire Mike Serra is the one making the call. Former longtime big leaguer, 14 seasons in the bigs, including his last year at Shea Stadium. Here we got a runner. Cohen reaches 2nd base safely. So a swipe for Cohen, his 5th of the season. And now a chance with Kuroda Grauer at the plate. As Cohen will walk this off. I think the throw hit him.
I mean, he's 5 of 6 now on the season in stolen base attempts. Obviously has some speed on the path. Let's see. Yep, right in the fanny.
At least a padded portion there. Pluck the stolen base. And Kuroda Grauer takes 2-0.
I think that's why they have guys, squat and deadlift a lot in the offseason.
Kuroda Grauer bounced into a double play his first time. 1 of 3 that the 2 teams have combined for already. Rutgers' run came last inning on a Chris Burrito RBI single. That's a foul ball, 2-1.
A little more of a hesitant swing there from Kuroda Grauer. Kind of went down to that little golf swing action. I think he was trying to just hold up and check that swing as well. It just made a little, obviously made contact there for the foul ball.
Now snap to 2nd. It's a pretty close play. The coverage there by Santino Rosso. Almost got Cohen.
You almost call him lacking right there. He had a pretty big jump, and he had to dive right in. Ooh, that was really close. That right hand just got back.
2-1. 3 balls and a strike.
I mean, that was a nicely framed pitch right there from Herrera. Almost got that low inside corner.
Base open. Evans Slight on deck, though. Rutgers' hottest hitter. And Kuroda Grauer will reach.
But now with 2 guys on and your hottest hitter up for Rutgers, you can really take advantage here and blow it open.
That's blocked by Marrero, ball one. Evan Slight riding an on-base streak that lasts more than 3 full weeks. Had a single his first time and now lashes this one to left field. It'll score at least one. Cohen is in. Kuroda Grauer skids into third. And Evan Slight collects yet another RBI, doubling the Rutgers lead.
Obviously, you would love to knock one over the wall and drive in a 3-run home run, but of course the sac fly is still in play, so you have numerous ways to score here. And again, once again, just a nice piece of opposite field hitting there from Slight.
Yeah, contact to all fields this year for the native of Framingham, Massachusetts, as Cam Love tries to bunt it at the plate, and the throw to first to Harrington takes him off the bag, but he refines it. And Love is out as Slight goes to second. And Kuroda Grauer stays at third. So 2 in scoring position, but 2 outs. And Hugh Pinckney takes ball one. And you can see the catcher, Nick Marrero. Now, typically on drop third strikes, you'll see the catcher create a throwing lane up one of the lines. But Love is speedy. It took him a second to field it and tried to dunk it over Love and almost failed. And now scoops that out of the turf. 2 balls and no strikes.
I think Hofstra's pretty glad that almost only counts in horseshoes, as the old saying goes.
Meanwhile, John Mikolajczyk, again, somebody who is one of the top arms this year for Hofstra, bullpen, a pitching staff that has struggled mightily, trying to avert further trouble. 3-0.
Nice job by Pinckney to lay off that one a little bit high and outside. Definitely a spot where hitters don't mind reaching for. Again, they try to go opposite field there, but nice job to lay off now 3-0 count, sitting pretty.
And nothing to swing at there, so it's ball 4. And back-to-back walks worked by Pinckney. But that RBI was his 164th of his career, one of the best 5 sluggers in Rutgers history. And he takes inside 1-0.
Good job by Marrero to not let that one get to the backstop right there. Had to come around Brito.
Kuroda Grauer at third, Slight at second, Pinckney at first. Rutgers looking for more with 2 outs. And a slider hits the outer corner, 1-1.
Obviously, we are behind home plate right now, but that looks like a pretty good pitch for Brito to tee off on. Good take, though. Obviously, it's only a 1-1 count here.
Mikolajczyk's pitch. This is rolled on the ground to short. Palmer across the diamond, and the inning is over. So Rutgers scores 1, but could have been more. They do double their lead on the Evan Slight RBI single. As we go to the 4th, it's now a 2-0 Scarlet Knight lead. Now, those are Rutgers fans through and through, the Knights Brigade. One of a couple fan groups that follow the Scarlet Knights. I hope to follow this team to an NCAA tournament this season. That's the goal. Will Kennedy leading off the inning for Hofstra. And the Pride left fielder fouls it off.
Yeah, you got to think that the Scarlet Knights are they're getting that much closer to finally breaking the drought. First time since '07. Of course, just short last year. Speaking of those Rutgers fans, of course, I'm sure they have plenty of not nice words for the air about last year's finish to the season, although a great one overall for the program.
This is chopped to the right. Sweeney sits back on it, so Sinibaldi covers, stumbles, and gets the out. It looks like he's all right. Little pitcher's fielding practice there for Justin Sinibaldi, and it looked pretty good.
Looked like half a slide, half a stumble there for Sinibaldi, able to hang on to the ball, though, recover, and I don't know, maybe his calf is the one that hit first base in order to get that out right there. Good sprint to the ball right there, and yeah, that was again, maybe half a slide, half a stumble right there. It almost looked like he slid to get his right foot out there.
It looked intentional, and I'm sure Justin would tell you it was. Worked out for sure.
some you don't see too often right there. Good play.
So now Kevin Brugman, the DH, and takes ball 1. By the way, a defensive change for Rutgers. It's at second. Max Martin is into the game for Cam Love. As this is rolled to short, Josh Kuroda-Grauer has had a busy day and collects another out. 2 ground outs for Sinibaldi, who has worked 2 2/3 scoreless in what is truly a relief role. Didn't pitch the first.
Started out a couple of double plays already today, and he's obviously showed off the rocket arm over to first base.
And somehow that missed Steve Harrington, who has one of the 3 singles so far. Ball 1.
And that one got away from Sinibaldi just a little bit there.
Two balls and no strikes.
After that almost wild pitch, he definitely slowed his delivery down there. Took the pitch clock almost down to 0.
It's been interesting to watch at every level. Pitchers and hitters try to manage that. Again, at the college level, the rules are a bit more relaxed than in the bigs. But it's been fun watching how different players deal with it and try to use it to their advantage.
Yeah, it's amazing when you consider the rules are more relaxed than pro baseball, but of course, it's been instituted before, but now it's actually tightened up at the college level this year.
Harrington wallops this to center, but Lasko reads it well. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Sinibaldi. And it'll be 8-9-1 for RU, beginning with Andy Axelson, Jordan Sweeney, and Ryan Lasko to follow. It's a run in each of the last 2 innings for the Scarlet Knights, as they try to provide their 4th-year head coach with some very meaningful history. Axelson pops it up. Harrington, the first baseman, called off by Rosso, who sprints over for it. And that is the first out.
Throughout all of his stops, dating back to 1992 with the Cortland Red Dragons. You want to throw out a name right there. Obviously, Lemoyne and Bryant, the 2 schools that fouled before he took the job here in 2020.
Sweeney loops this into center field. There's a base hit. It's the 4th hit that Rutgers has collected, had plenty of base runners, and Sweeney aboard for the first time. But the easiest way to describe Owens' more than 3 decades as a college coach is he's a winner. Everywhere he's gone, the team has run. The team has won as Sweeney runs and gets to second. So we'll see whether it's a wild pitch or pass ball, but Sweeney's into scoring position for Lasko, and it'll be a wild pitch.
Yep, heads up base running right there for Jordan Sweeney as well. Gets a guy in scoring position for the Scarlet Knights. Good get off right there, good head first slide. Throws haven't been totally online there from Marrero from the catcher spot, of course, kind of throwing on the fly a little bit, but Rutgers a chance now with the Lasko to extend the lead. Going back to your statement about Steve Owens being a winner, Dom, and we mentioned before, I think we've already mentioned actually in this broadcast, is that he's only had 1 losing season in his entire career. It just happened to be here in Piscataway during a weird year in 2021 where they played a Big Ten only schedule. The Scarlet Knights did during the shortened year for all spring sports just a couple of years ago. 21-23 though, so it's not like they were well below 500. They hover around that 500 mark anyway, and then obviously I don't think anybody counts 2020 where they played 15 games as well, but 44-15 last year, above 500 right here.
Lasko chases and misses it, strike 3.
Mistook on that choice.
And then Cohen takes ball 1. Yeah, pretty remarkable. Owens has coached about 1,600 college baseball games, and he's won nearly 2/3 of them.
I think any coach would take that any day of the week.
And again, this gets away from Marrero. Again, it's a wild pitch, and Sweeney, after the one-out single, is now standing on third.
And Rutgers doing the dirty work right now, taking advantage of the miscues from Hofstra. See Sweeney advance, another heads-up base running. Yeah, I'm looking at Steve Owens' record going back to his days at Cortland in the 90s. Yeah, 4 of his last 5 seasons and ended in the College World Series.
He's taken all 4 of his teams to the NCAA tournament. Cortland State, as Nick mentioned, was where he started back in the 90s. He was less than 30 years old when he got that job. Spent 11 years at Lemoyne during their Division I term in the MAC, the same conference that holds teams like St. Peter's and Iona nowadays. Won there, took them to the NCAA tournament, was twice Coach of the Year, and moved on to Bryant, his most recent stop before Rutgers, and had arguably the best decade the Bulldogs have ever had. As Cohen gets on base for the 3rd time today, none of them hits, a couple of walks and a hit by pitch.
In the regular season over Bryant, so tremendous decade there for the baseball team.
Yeah, 8 straight regular season conference titles. As this gets away from Marrero, but nobody runs here. Now it's been an eventful inning for Nick Marrero and John Mikolajczyk, catcher and pitcher. Yes, Rutgers tries to score again as they have in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time already this inning where a ball's gotten away, but that time Sweeney not able to run home.
That settles in the zone, 1-1 to Kuroda Grauer, who's walked and bounced into a double play.
Good pitch there from Mikolajczyk on the breaking ball right there, finding the middle of the zone.
The pitch. Kuroda Grauer started, but on appeal, oh, he did go. Wow. Brian Drury, the first base umpire, makes that call. 1-2.
And from back heel, he held up a little bit, but it looks like that top of the bat just found its way a little too far forward right there for Kuroda Grauer.
Mikolajczyk trying to work a scoreless inning as Kuroda Grauer goes down to get this, but not all of it. Kennedy drifting in, and the inning is over. So Rutgers puts 2 on base, but can't drive them in. Hofstra also among the better CAA teams in their batting clip. 287, it's 5th best in the conference. But so far the story for the pitchers, 2 each for the teams, has been allowing some base runners, but by and large avoiding big innings.
Yeah, so far the defenses have limited the damage here as that one gets away from Sinibaldi. But we mentioned how Rutgers is great at the double play ball. That's been a factor today for the Scarlet Knights, and obviously Hofstra's been able to pitch their way out of trouble as well over the last 2 innings.
Justin Sinibaldi's pitch to Brian Morrell, bounced to short. Kuroda Grauer, well done. He's been challenged by a few hops today. That one got away from him, but only momentarily. And Kuroda Grauer is a freshman, was an All-Big Ten honoree last year, and is on that same pace this year. As Sinibaldi deals to Santino Rosso. It's ball 1.
I mean, depending upon how his MLB draft prospects look like in the future, I mean, this is a guy in Kuroda Grauer that could be one of those 4-year starters for you.
He started at second base exclusively last year and played a little bit of shortstop in the back end of these sort of midweek games. The only reason he wasn't the starting shortstop is Rutgers had an All-American shortstop, and Danny DiGiorgio, the super senior. High chop from Rosso. Kuroda Grauer steps in. Safe. That slowed its way through the infield and enough time for Rosso to beat out the hit.
Would have been an All-American type play right there for Josh Kuroda Grauer, feeling that one off a very high bounce in the middle of the infield. Let's look at that again. And Sinibaldi had no shot, just let it drop down, and good charge by Kuroda Grauer right there. Again, bullet throw right on line, right on target for Sweeney, but again, just a half step slow right there.
4th single of the day for the Pride. Nobody has reached second base. They've had no runners in scoring position yet. See if they can change that as Nick Marrero comes to the plate, singled his first time up.
look at Rosso at first base right now. Not a huge threat to steal. He's only attempted 1 stolen base. He did get it. But you see Sinibaldi evidence today that he's not afraid to get a couple pickoff throws over there to first base.
The hit, by the way, ends a streak for Sinibaldi of 5 straight retired. Best that he has put together thus far.
As I mentioned, the pickoff attempts, he just threw 2 in a row right there, so he's definitely dialed in here. Trying to keep that second base streak alive, too, I guess.
Again, this has been the story lately for Rutgers. Allowing base runners, but generally avoiding big innings. And this again could be a double play as Martin flips it to Kuroda Grauer. And Rutgers, for the 3rd time today, turns 2. The middle infield is doing great work. Another multi-hit day for Evan Slight. Singles in the 2nd and 3rd inning, scored a run, drove in another. So he's a big piece, a big reason why Rutgers has a 2-0 lead in this ballgame. But it could have been more for Rutgers so far. They've completed 4 innings and left 7 guys on base as Kanzig falls behind 2-0.
You mentioned out taking that momentum from Sunday where you put up 10 runs against a Big Ten opponent in Michigan State. Want to keep that going just 2 days later. It can be discouraging, of course, to have leave 7 guys on base when you have an opportunity to really blow this game open, but you know, the defense has been pretty solid today for the Scarlet Knights, so you have to feel good about that halfway through this ball game.
That's on the inside corner. First strike for Kanzig, product of Cedar Creek High School in South Jersey, against the former #1 prospect out of the state of Massachusetts, Evan Slight. And he stares at ball 4. But the year that he's having, he might be one of the best 3 outfielders in the Big Ten.
I would say the Big Ten voters are definitely going to be paying a little bit more attention to Piscataway this year for Evan Slight.
Oh, Martin trying to bunt and takes that over his helmet. First pitch that Martin's seen after coming in midway through the game and almost wore it.
It's amazing how quick these guys are in terms of reflexes. See how close that was. Woo. And he stayed in the box, too. Tremendous job getting out of the way right there for Martin.
It looked like an off-speed pitch that Kanzig just could not turn around. And again, Martin turned away.
Well, on the bright side for him, Dom, that's 2 balls in a row for us if he has a 2-0 count now. Bit of a friendlier count.
So Martin, after getting the clean shave, back in the box. We'll see if he continues the bunt attempts. Not here. And takes inside again. Another arm side miss there for Kanzig.
And clean shave, you want to talk about a straight razor right now. It's 3 balls inside. Nearly making contact with Martin.
You saw Martin's batting average this far in the small sample size, below 200. But has popped 2 home runs so far in his limited time playing in his new home field. As he takes strike 1.
Yeah, again, a bit of a more limited sample size for him, only 26 at-bats. But you can see how he develops for the rest of the year, and boy, tough at-bat for him. See 4 pitches graze his face.
Pinckney has walked both times, now trying to bunt. And a late strike call there for Mike Serra.
I don't think Hugh Pinckney was quite a big fan of that call right there on the inside, but he's drawn 2 walks today, so obviously the strike zone has been shrunken down for him a little bit so far today.
Corner infielders for Hofstra are pinched in, waiting for the bunt. And throw to second, but Slight wasn't fooled. Yeah, Rutgers is waiting to see the full potential of Hugh Pinckney emerge at the plate. Guy who's on the junior national team for Canada. Played in the Baseball World Cup last year and now is bunting and puts it up the first baseline. Pretty good one. And it's a sacrifice bunt as the first baseman Harrington fields it. So Pinckney gets the job done, and there's 2 in scoring position here for
Good play right there for Pinckney, obviously with no outs in the inning. Not a bad idea for Rutgers to advance the runners right there. I like the call from Steve Owens and company. And of course, you set up one of your, I would say, your best power hitter right here in Brito with 2 guys in scoring position. So one knock into the opposite field. They're both coming in.
Well, Brito had a chance in his last plate appearance. It was back in the 3rd. Bases loaded, but grounded out to end it. And now has a chance with 2 guys in scoring position. And he mashes this foul down the line. Early.
Well, that's what you want for Brito. Get that out in the open air. That ball carried today. It's not really windy, but nothing's going to knock those balls down. So if he gets a hold of one, that thing's going straight over the left field wall.
Stephen Kanzig back in the zone, and is 0-2. He is rolled to short, but with Palmer in, he cuts it off. And no advance from either runner. You could see the Hofstra infield pulled in, and Dylan Palmer's fortunate that ball was hit right at him.
That's a good job by Kanzig to adjust his pitching with Brito right there. Obviously a big power hitter, and heads-up play by Palmer playing in like that. As you mentioned, I'm a little bit lucky he went right to him, but again, good heads-up play by him, and immediately threw on to first, checked all the runners as well. So again, Hofstra limiting the damage so far. But if Axelson can get a hold of one,
that'll be
beg your pardon.
Yeah, it'll be pinch hitter Danny Melnick. The transfer takes it above his head. So Melnick hitting for Andy Axelson in the catcher spot. Transfer from Quinnipiac, where he had a couple of really strong seasons.
Man, Rutgers must see something in this matchup right here.
Kanzig's 1-0. It's flared and foul ground. Harrington giving chase and runs out of room. Melnick trying to come through with runners in scoring position, and perhaps one reason why he's up here, he's been effective in these spots. Batting .412 with guys on second or third.
Not too bad with 2 outs either, batting .250.
And swings through it. Couldn't get a hold of the slider, and now Stephen Kanzig, for all his trouble finding the zone, is a strike away from stranding 2.
And again, that's been the theme of the game so far for both sides.
His pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Drop the slider low and strands 2 guys in scoring position. Keeps this a close ball game. That's been 4 effective and economical innings for Justin Sinibaldi, working as a reliever today. And he'll face 8-9-1 from Hofstra, now working into the 6th. So we didn't see him to start the game. Grant Besser operated as the opener, pitched a perfect first inning. Justin Sinibaldi so far has turned in one of his best outings of the year.
Yeah, it seems like it so far. And again, trying to go on his 5th inning of work here. You got to wonder how deep he's going to go. But again, I mean, this could be the last inning of work. But I mean, if he keeps pitching like this, why not keep him in? It just depends on how you want to be able to utilize him over the weekend against Maryland.
Well, the one thing Sinibaldi has not done yet is walk somebody. But he's fallen behind 3-0 on Ryan Morash as he pours that over. 3-1. Still a hitter's count. That's a foul ball. Morash lost his footing there, got tied up.
Came up a little gingerly as well. Might have fouled that one off his left foot.
Yeah, maybe on the inside of it.
Seems to be all right there. He's right back in the box.
Does he go to the curveball? Oh, it's popped up. And that is Hugh Pinckney settling under it behind the plate for the first out. Thing that you can't see there, he's thrown 53 pitches to get 13 outs. That's economical, and that's exactly what Rutgers is hoping for him.
When you can average right around a little over 10 pitches an inning, that's not bad.
And now the 9-hitter, Anthony D'Onofrio. And he pulls this over to third. Great pick by Brito. And a strong throw to retire the speedster.
Boy, that was a bullet right to Brito. Kind of knocked him down just a little bit, able to recover just in time. And, of course, that big right arm of his over at third base, a bullet over to Jordan. So we'll see that again.
And looks good there today at third. Now Dylan Palmer, the leadoff hitter. Mentioned his good batting average entering play today, but he's 0 for 2. A lone regular hitting above 400 for the Pride.
Yeah, because of his over 2 days so far, it actually dropped him down to 397, which, of course, is nothing to scoff at, but I'm sure he would like to, for individual purposes as well, get back over 400 with a base hit here. Try to get his team rolling here in the 6th inning. Still searching for its first run.
Sinibaldi's ahead 0-2. And Palmer doesn't chase. Whole bunch of Jersey guys on these rosters. Palmer, a native of West Windsor, about a half hour or so from here. 1-2. That's a slow chop. Sinibaldi can't get there. And Morton can't get the throw in time.
Another tough play, another infield hit there for Hofstra. We saw a similar one just a bit ago where Corona Grauer had to field one off a high bounce off the middle of the infield. Couldn't make the play. I mean, they make the throws here, but they're just not in time. And the Hofstra is a little fortunate that these bounces are not as playable as normal ground balls are.
A couple of infield hits today for the Pride on plays that look a lot like that. And now Will Kennedy, the 2-hitter, is also hitless in the game.
Man, they'll take it if you're the Pride right now. Still scoreless, you'll take those hits however you can get them. See if they can advance the runner here, of course. Definitely that's been an issue today for Hofstra.
A team that has posted some big scores of late. Mentioned they won a series at home against Stony Brook in conference play before this. Scored 10 runs in the middle game. Won 10-8. So that one settles into the zone. Strike one to Kennedy. Kevin Brugman, who's waiting on deck, was the big hitter in that one. 4 for 5 with 4 extra base hits.
Sure, Hofstra would love to get him up at bat right now. Also 0 for 2 today for the Pride. But if he's up, they might have at least 2 runners on and a chance to really make some noise in this game again.
0-1. And it gets out of play. Again, a 2-strike count for Sinibaldi. His longest scoreless outing of the year. It would be his first scoreless outing of the year overall. Runners going. Will they get it to second in time? The throw, yes. Again, the infield does the job. Sweeney speeds it to Corona Grauer, and Dylan Palmer's caught stealing to end the 6th. Bottom of the 6th in what is a low-scoring ball game. Despite the two teams producing a combined 9 hits, Rutgers has cobbled together a bunch of base runners. 6 walks. They've been hit twice. And they've collected 4 singles, but just 2 runs to show for it. As Jordan Sweeney, with one of those hits, starts off the inning. And smashes this out to center field. D'Onofrio tracking over, though, and battles the sun for it, 1 away.
This afternoon, so they really want to try to get something going and really try to rattle the pitching staff of Hofstra.
And now Lasco waves this over to short. Palmer has to charge. Nice pick by Harrington. And Lasko's retired. 2 quick outs, and now Trevor Cohen to the plate as Steven Kanzig leaves it low. Now Hofstra's got to be happy they've kept Lasko off the bases. Last year, Lasko had 4 hits against the Pride and a big Rutgers win. As this is rolled to second, Rosso gets over there, and a much better second inning of work for Steven Kanzig.
I already used the word unique, but I'll use it again. He's a unique pitcher right here, but again, it's a unique spot for him as well here, coming in relief here in the 7th inning rather than saving him for a potential Friday start against Maryland.
Well, he'll face 2, 3, and 4 from Hofstra, starting with Will Kennedy. Only guy who's got a hit so far of the 3 is Steve Harrington. Pitch to Kennedy. That runs inside, 2-0. Now, Conover has started every Friday game so far this year for Rutgers. Coming in, a lot of people projected him as being Rutgers' best pitcher. Had an outstanding summer in the Cape Cod League, and the second half of his last season at Seton Hall in the 2022 campaign, he was arguably the best reliever in the Big East. Posted a sub-1 ERA over the second half of that year. And this season has been his first college season as a starter, but he's had some ups and downs. You saw the number of 5.74 ERA. He, of course, started Friday in Rutgers' opener in the conference against Michigan State. He gave up 2 runs in 4 innings, but walked 6. Command was his trouble.
Yeah, not bad strikeout numbers as well, Dom. 31 in a third innings pitched so far this season, 35 strikeouts, so you're essentially getting a strikeout per inning for him, or from him, so far this year. So that's the type of guy he is, and you mentioned the Cape Cod League. Owens said that was huge for him coming into this year.
And there's the good from Conover. He spins that over the outside corner. Looked like his cutter. Strike 3.
Good start after falling behind in the count, 2-0. You gotta wonder, Dom, since he is the usual Friday starter and he has not been used in relief this season yet, you gotta wonder how long he goes today, this afternoon, if he's the guy that they want to just basically finish out this game with 3 innings and then maybe save him for maybe another relief appearance or give him the weekend off.
And now Kevin Brugman, who we mentioned had the big game last Saturday for Hofstra, but is 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts so far today. And there's a flaming fastball from Drew Conover, 1-1. And to address that, is Drew Conover Rutgers starter on Friday at Maryland? I don't know. For folks wondering, we'll say we'll find out Thursday or Friday. Big cut and miss. But one of the reasons why Drew Conover was picked in last summer's draft by the Detroit Tigers is he has got a 3, maybe 4 pitch mix, if you do add in a little bit of a 4-seam fastball, that is plainly really good. Yep. Sinker, slider, cutter is his main 3-pitch mix.
Yeah, Owens basically highlighted that 3-pitch combo essentially for what he called them swing and miss pitches. Again, from that arm slot that he has where he throws kind of off from the side.
Chase and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Drew Conover, who shows you that swing and miss stuff. And he's looked good out of the bullpen so far.
Yeah, so far as a guy that Owens called an impact arm in the Big Ten. And obviously, again, this is not Big Ten play for Rutgers, but seeing this type of stuff out of the bullpen right now on a midweek game where you're probably anticipating him to start on Friday instead, that's a good sign right there.
And now Harrington. And he takes strike 1. By the way, about Harrington, yes, Stranger Things fans spelt the same exact way, although no, that is not Joe Keery, and no, he does not have long locks of hair hanging out of his helmet. Nothing in 2. Conover's been effective. Operated in a closer's role during part of his summer in the Cape. Was an all-star there. And he gets strike 3 on the outside corner. Now, one of the best innings that Drew Conover has pitched all season long. Strikes out the side in his first relief appearance as a Scarlet Knight. And now Rutgers brings the heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 to the plate. Looking for some insurance in what's been a low-scoring game against Hofstra. Josh Kuroda-Grauer starting it off and facing a 1-1 count.
Yeah, tough day for him. 0 for 2 today. Did draw the walk back in that third inning. I haven't really seen his offense come alive today. Rutgers only 4 of 19 overall, only batting .211 in this game.
Mashes this down the left field line. Kennedy gives chase, and that's a foul ball by about 5 feet.
Well, I nearly spoke too soon. You know, trying to give Kuroda-Grauer the old broadcaster's jinx, but in a positive light for the Scarlet Knights right there.
Well, Rutgers has had 12 base runners. If you add up the walks, the hit by pitches, and the 4 singles. Now, the issue has been leaving guys on base. 9 runners stranded, all of them coming from the 2nd to the 5th. And even despite that, Rutgers had RBI singles in the 2nd and 3rd from Chris Brito and Evan Slight to plate those pair of runs. Big cut and a miss. Kanzig has had that breaking ball at points working effectively, and now he has retired 6 straight hitters. Here's Evan Slight, who has not been retired. A pair of singles, a walk, and he's been involved in both runs. And lashes this, but right to the second baseman, Rosso. Hit it on the nose, right at the second baseman, 2 outs.
Good snag right there by Rosso over his head. And Kanzig just, again, he's rolling right now, 7 in a row.
Slight and Martin were the 2 guys who reached against Kanzig to start his appearance way back in the 5th, and Kanzig plainly could not find the zone. Those guys moved to 3rd, but didn't go any further, as Martin flares this into left field and interrupts the streak for Steven Kanzig.
Definitely something the Scarlet Knights needed offensively right here, as we mentioned.
And now Hugh Pinckney. Last time up, sacrificed a bunt. So has also worked a couple of those walks. Rutgers trying to add some insurance. The top part of Hofstra's order could still come around in these last 2 innings. They're due to bring up 5, 6, and 7 in the 8th. Again, 2 offenses that have been very good, 2 pitching staffs that in different ways are still trying to figure it out. Hofstra has given up a ton of runs this year. Their staff ERA is nearly 8. Now, Rutgers as a group has limited the hits but struggled with the walks. Although so far today, Grant Besser, Justin Sinibaldi, and Drew Conover have combined to pitch 7 shutout innings. 1-2, and it gets away from Marrero. Well, it has been a difficult day behind the plate for Nick Marrero. That's going to be another wild pitch, the 3rd that he has been trying to corral.
Yeah, we've seen him away from home plate quite a bit in the middle of stretches of this game. Rutgers is taking advantage. Heads up, base running. Now a guy in scoring position again.
Now, Pinckney not a big home run hitter. Doesn't have one yet as a freshman. But he's been a good contact hitter. And that, again, is to the backstop. Martin, a hard turn of 3rd. He'll pull up. And for the 2nd time today, a Hofstra pitcher brings a runner from 1st to 3rd on missed pitches.
I mean, not a bad idea either by Martin to take that hard turn into 3rd, because you never know with Marrero trying to deal with the ball back near the backstop, and, of course, a dribble over towards the Hofstra dugout. So if he had struggled with picking up the ball at all, might have a chance for Martin there to round 3rd and get home.
Now the count is full. Kanzig's pitch, swing and a miss. Change up for strike 3. Pinckney out in front, and a big punch out for Kanzig to keep this a 2-run game. Mazza is somebody who, at points this year, Steve Owens thought might be his closer as he tries to figure out all the roles in the Rutgers bullpen. Brian Morrell leading off, and first pitch to the backstop. Now, Mazza started his season with just 1 run allowed over his first 8 innings, but the last couple of appearances have been a bit more laborious. Well, it doesn't matter who's on the mound for Rutgers today. They've induced a ton of weak on-the-ground contact, and there's just another example of it from Morrell.
Yeah, this infield for Rutgers obviously on point, tracking down these ground balls. And as you mentioned, Dom, it doesn't matter who's up there on the mound for the Scarlet Knights right now. They've been able to induce a lot of ground balls, and whether they're sharply hit like we saw one to Brito a couple innings ago, or these weaker ones where they're just easy plays for Rutgers, they're just routine outs now.
Now Santino Rosso takes ball 1. And for those of you just joining us, by the way, Rutgers trying to give their head coach, Steve Owens, his 1,000th career victory, sitting on 999 so far in 32 years as a head coach at the Division III and now Division I levels. And 5 outs away from doing it, as Rosso fouls it off himself, 2-1. Rosso has one of the 5 hits that Hofstra has produced.
Look at that quick little cut right there. See the ball just died right there in front. Could almost fool you to the naked eye if that was a fair ball.
That's going to be a frustrating day if Hofstra can't scratch anything across over these last 2 innings. They have done not much, let's say, with their 5 base runners, as they get a 6 there. The first walk works by the Pride, and a 1-out runner here.
Well, now's your opportunity again. It's only a 2-run game. It's only been a 2-0 game for quite a while, dating back to the 3rd inning of this ball game. And as you mentioned, Dom, the Pride have not been able to find any type of offensive rhythm. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that they've still had nobody advance over to second base.
That's correct. 3 double plays, a caught stealing, and 1 guy stranded on base. Nick Marrero, one of those guys who collected a single earlier today, as Mazza throws strike 1.
And Marrero's a guy who's had a tough day at the plate as the catcher right behind home plate for Hofstra, so I think mentally, definitely, he needs something offensively.
This is nubbed over to second. Martin back to the bag for 1. It's another double play. Inning over. Man, Rutgers infield has been on fire. His 1,000th career victory. Brito today is 1 for 3, and he's come up in a big spot every time to this point. Scored the first run of the game. Drove in Evan Slight on an RBI single back in his seconds. And also has ground outs with the bases loaded and 2 guys in scoring position today. As that pitch runs inside, 1-1. But Chris Brito is the latest on a very long list of outstanding power hitters that Steve Owens has coached in 32 years as a skipper. You think back to his teams at Bryant most recently, routinely were among the nation's leaders in runs scored and home runs. Now, last year, Rutgers led the country in runs per game and absolutely demolished the program's home run record. There have been a whole lot more 11-5 wins for Steve Owens than 2-0s. Brito got jammed there. Morash tracking it, and no chance at it.
Well, Dom, if you're Steve Owens and you can win 8 straight conference titles in the regular season with Bryant, you're doing something right. They say defense wins championships, but obviously offense can do it too, based on the way he's coached in his 3 decades.
0-2 from Hart. This is lasered to right field, and Morrell plays it on a hop. More strong contact from Chris Brito, his 2nd hit of the day. And Rutgers again would love some insurance, who came in midway through the game in the DH's spot. Andy Axelson. Melnick bunting, but Hart throws it to the backstop. And that is the 4th wild pitch from a Hofstra pitcher today.
Yeah, same old story right now for Hofstra. Just giving up these runner advancements based on the wild pitches, and Hart's just the latest guy to do it. Brito took a nice jog over there to second base.
Now Rutgers leads the conference in sacrifice bunts. And you can see them waiting for it.
Yeah, Melnick's already framing up for that one away from the batter's box. You can definitely see it coming here.
Corner infielders are dragged in here for Hofstra. And Hart deals. 2-0.
He didn't show a bunt there, but wouldn't be too surprising, especially if Melnick can push that one down the first base line. Allow Brito to stroll over to third base, get him 90 feet away from the plate.
And that one navigates its way over the outer strike zone. 2-1.
Good breaking ball right there from Hart.
The pitch. Good block by Marrero. Saved another one from getting all the way back to the screen. Jordan Sweeney waiting on deck, and then Ryan Lasko after him. A Rutgers team that has not lost a midweek game has a meeting with Maryland this weekend, and would like to build a winning streak before that. Popped up. Marrero chasing back and doesn't have a chance. But the count does run full.
Nice bounce back from Hart. See if Melnick swing away here. Obviously hasn't shown bunt. They were probably thinking about it, but at this point, I just want him to swing away. I'll get to chat with Steve Owens off to the side there.
8 All-Big Ten picks last year, 3 All-Americans. And Melnick sprays that foul.
He's making contact now. You know, Steve Owens gave him a little bit of a pep talk right there off to the side. So let's see if he can muster up a hit for the Scarlet Knights, give him some insurance, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, 54 professional players Steve Owens has mentored in his 32 years as a head coach. And Hart uses his one disengagement of the battle to reset. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brito at second and nobody out. The pitch, ball 4.
Good at bat by Melnick, was very patient. Laid off that last pitch right there, draws the walk. 2 runners out for the Scarlet Knights. And again, this is where they've struggled today, Dom.
Sweeney has 1 hit today, single in 3 tries. Brian Hart quickly into some trouble. Sweeney, despite being a slugger, has been a pretty good sacrifice bunter.
And with no outs, not a bad idea right now. Advance the runners to get to second and third. Still 2 outs to play with.
Sweeney has 3 sacrifice bunts so far this year. Infield is in. And that one kicks away from Marrero off his cleat. But it was a pitch clock violation against Hart. I don't think the bad pitch was because Mike Serra was in the midst of calling the pitch clock violation. It just looked like that was the better outcome, in fact, for Hart.
Yeah, I was waiting to see what was going to happen with that call right there. You see, as I saw the clock down out in right field go down to 0, as you see it on your screen as well. You know, they let delay of games go in football. That was definitely a delay right there.
But now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. So the defense relaxes for Hofstra. Sweeney trying to deliver, give Rutgers some insurance. The 1-2. Bounced on the ground, deep in the hole, and it's past Palmer into left field. Brito stops at third. Rutgers has the bases loaded Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. But the way this game has gone, Ryan Lasko is due for a hit. He's 0 for 4. He gets under this and skies it high down the line. Kennedy still chasing after it. And the wind blowing a little bit right to left helps guide that ball out of play.
Definitely had his eye on it there, but the wind, or lack thereof, definitely today carried it, as you mentioned, down just a little bit too far, so he stays alive. Tough day to play for him, though.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier, too. Last time Hofstra came here a season ago, Lasko had one of the best weeks for a Rutgers hitter ever. Was named the National Player of the Week after it. 0-2. He was named National Player of the Week by everybody. The Writers Association, D1 Baseball, College Baseball, perfect game. Went 4 for 5 with 4 RBI against Hofstra, and then hit 5 home runs that weekend at Ohio State. And he smashes this to center field. D'Onofrio back. It hangs up. He makes the catch, and it's plenty to drive in the run. So Burrito trots in. Ryan Lasko tallies an RBI, and Rutgers adds some insurance to the lead.
Still a big opportunity here.
Yeah, another sacrifice fly situation as Trevor Cohen comes to the plate. Productive day despite being hitless. This could be 2. Palmer to second, off to first, and it's out of Harrington's reach. So an error as Melnick comes home to score, and it's a 4-0 Rutgers advantage.
Rutgers fans out there doubling up the lead. Still a big opportunity here.
Rutgers scores 2. Josh Kuroda-Grauer now at the plate and swings through strike 1. By the way, they'll spare Rosso an error as he tried to turn that. Cohen, a speedier guy, would have been a close play even if the throw reached first accurately. And that's a check swing. It's fouled off, strike 2.
I mentioned before how Kuroda-Grauer's had a tough day at the plate. 0 for 3 today. Did draw a walk back in the 3rd inning, but struck out his last time up. Even hit into a double play back in the 1st inning. He's been stout defensively, though, today.
And Rutgers with all those double plays. It's a big reason why Hofstra's been kept off the board. 4 double plays, to be exact. Here comes the 1-2. It's low. Late steal there from Cohen. The throw. He's safe. It wasn't even a dirt ball. It was like a delayed steal from Cohen. And Marrero maybe a beat slow to get it to second.
I mean, you mentioned the speed on Cohen before, Dom. It was obviously on display there. Yeah, I mean, that he stole way late. I don't know how he's able to make it there safely.
2-2. And this is a base hit into left field. And here comes Cohen. The throw from Kennedy is off target. Another run scores. 3 in the inning for Rutgers as Josh Kuroda-Grauer collects a ribby hit. As Rutgers now breaks it past a 1-swing game.
A better throw is the story of the inning right now for Hofstra right now.
Some tough luck here for Hart. Struggled early, the single and the walks, but a sac fly, what could have been a double play ball, and now an RBI single that might not have been. As Rutgers scores 3, more than doubling the lead. 0-1 to Slight. It's 1-1.
I still can't get over the fact that Cohen managed to steal second base with that delayed attempt. It worked out well, though.
1-1. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Evan Slight today has driven in one of the runs, scored another. It's another great day for the 4th-year junior. Now batting in the cleanup spot for Rutgers. And Brian Hart's 2-1. Makes it 3-1.
Another patient at bat right here from Evan Slight. Mentioned how good he's been offensively this year, especially as of late. So another big smack of the bat wouldn't hurt.
And it's ball 4.
They can score as well. I mean, they've given up a lot of runs, but they've just made too many miscues today that's led to this 5-0 lead here for the Scarlet Knights. It was only 2-0, but again, this has been the most mistake-filled inning for the Pride.
Max Martin is at the plate with Josh Kuroda-Grauer at second, Evan Slight at first. An RBI for each of the top 3 hitters in Rutgers' order, based on the order, not the quality. Lasko, Cohen, and Kuroda-Grauer. It's tough to differentiate 1 through 9. And Martin pulls this, but a nice snag by Morash. The throw to first ends the inning. First hitter will be Ryan Morash. And there's Steve Owens back in the middle. Didn't talk to him about the possibility of Win 1000 entering today because his response for a couple of milestones before this, which he had at Bryant, were a win's a win, to be expected knowing him. And first pitch to Morash is ball 1.
Yeah, it's definitely to be expected from Steve Owens. No nonsense type of guy, and just on to the next game. And you know, I'm sure Rutgers hangs on for this win, Dom. You know, Steve's just he's gonna go, yeah, we won today, and yeah, now we're focused on the weekend series against Maryland on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He's just worried about the next one once this one's done.
Morash lifts this to center, and Lasko makes the catch. There's one out for French, who pitched twice against Michigan State. All told, 3 relief innings, 1 run allowed. Did pitch in Rutgers' win back on Sunday. And that'll bring up Anthony D'Onofrio. One of the interesting things about Owens is he looks to be the 95th NCAA baseball coach to win 1,000. Of course, a list that includes Rutgers' former longtime head coach Fred Hill, one of the best baseball coaches in New Jersey history. One thing about Owens is he wasn't even planning to be a college baseball coach when he wrapped up what ended up being a Hall of Fame 2-sport career at his alma mater, St. Lawrence University. Ended up being drafted in the later rounds, got picked up by the Cubs and played 2 seasons of minor league baseball. And well, he was, again, a very talented 2-sport athlete, but maybe not entirely expecting to hear his name called by the Cubs. Steve Owens went to school to be a phys ed teacher. He said that he had had a physical education teacher job lined up at a school up in St. Lawrence County, New York. That's way upstate New York, like bordering Canada, way upstate. Swing and a miss there by D'Onofrio, 2 down. So Owens had to call the athletic director of that small town and say, hey, the Cubs happened to just draft me in the 25th round here in '87. I'm going to go play minor league baseball. I can't go be your phys ed teacher.
That's quite the career pivot, if I do say so myself, for Steve Owens having such a great college career, but just never expecting that next step necessarily into pro baseball. And, you know, gave it a shot, played there for a couple years in the Cubs organization, and then he eventually just turned to coaching, which I have a feeling, Don, even as a physical education teacher, if that was his career path, that would have been the choice anyway.
This is bounced over to short. Kuroda-Grauer to first. In time. Ball game over. And Steve Owens joins the esteemed list of college baseball coaches to be a 1,000 game winner. Congratulations to Owens, who has won everywhere he has been, including his new home, Rutgers. He hits the millennium mark.
A big tip of the cap to Steve Owens. That is a absolute tremendous milestone for college baseball coaches. He's definitely in that elite class among coaches nationwide. I'm sure he'll be businesslike as usual, Dom, going into the weekend series, but it's definitely a moment that he should definitely sit down, reflect on, and put in perspective as well. Winning 1,000 games, no easy task for any professional in any sport. Obviously, we see it a lot in basketball, but baseball, again, another tremendous milestone for the great career of Steve Owens.